Check, check, check. Well, hello, my dear artists. It's Maria from Abissima, and I received a lot of requests where you ask me how I work with gold leaf. And today I'm really, really excited to show you my methods. I know there are many different ways to apply gold leaf and to create effects with this. And if you have other experience, I will be really happy to see in the comments how you do it. And of course, don't hesitate to comment, to ask me questions. I will be really happy to assist you. And I just wanted also to mention that having gold leaf in your mixed media is really, really an amazing effect because gold leaf attracts light and shine and makes your work very attractive and creative. So let's go, let's start. So as you can see, I've created for you in advance a couple of shapes of exotic flowers on which we're going to apply gold leaf. I don't know yet which one exactly I'm going to use because I have a few different shapes, but yeah, let's just improvise in this tutorial and just work with the flow. Now let's take a look at the materials that we're going to use. Here are my golden flakes. I bought it in a dollar store. It was very not expensive. These are different acrylic paints, metallic and regular. We are going to use different brushes, different shapes, and very important component, these are interference blue and green acrylic golden paints. And here is my all-time favorite component, violet glitter flakes, which I found in local dollar store. It was very inexpensive. You can create beautiful effects with this if you use just a little bit. Also, I'm going to use, probably because I'm experimenting, I'm going to use high flow acrylics, acrylic inks, and something to fix my gold leaf on the surface with. And for this, I'm going to use acrylic pouring medium. So I'm going to start with a bronze acrylic and cover with it completely the bottom and the top one of my exotic flowers. While I'm doing this, I wanted to mention again the pouring medium that I'm going to use as a glue for gold leaf. If you don't have it, you can use any glue that dries as a transparent layer, or any varnish will, acrylic varnish will also do the job. I suggested many different paints for this exercise, but again, if you don't have all of them, don't worry. Try to be inventive and use what you have. I would say for achieving this particular effect that I did on my painting, the interference colors are really, really nice, but you might replace it with pigment powder or even liquid watercolors. If you don't have glitter flakes, you can try replacing it with tiny pieces of glass or some interesting beads. This is what being an artist is, because not always we have most fancy materials. We just need to find the best usage of what we have in our studio and create most beautiful work. Well, the bronze base is almost applied everywhere, and this flower for now is completed. I'm going to put it aside to dry, and for the next one I chose high flow magenta color. I'm going to do exactly same thing, and even without using my palette, as you can see, I'm adding it directly to my flower, and I'm going to apply this color everywhere on the top and at the bottom. Again, I don't know exactly how my final result is going to look like. I'm just experimenting and improvising here with you. And there's something I wanted to say though about magenta. I always found that this color is amazing and fascinating, really deep and really bright. But this brightness kind of, how should I put it, kind of scared me with its intensity. So right now I'm challenging myself, and I think it's very important for artistic process to have these challenges, because getting out of your regular comfort zone is very important in a creative search. You might also ask me why I paint the bottom side of the flower. It's really not that important, to be honest, for this particular exercise. But I was thinking it's nice to have it painted anyway, because it brings more completed look. And I don't know, maybe I'm just being a little bit of a perfectionist, but my aim is to show you all possible ways and methods and tricks that I'm using in my work. All right, this is done. Now let's take a look at both flowers. I think they look great. I'm very curious where it's going to go, but what can I say? I really love my job and I really like experimenting and sharing with you what I know. I'm showing you now acrylic pouring medium, because now it's the time to start applying our gold leaf. I found that it's easier to work with a flat brush. So this technique is very easy. All you need to do is first to cover your area with, in our case, it's a pouring medium, or the glue or the varnish, no matter what you're going to use. And then try to attach the gold leaf at this exact area. I know many people told me, and I agree with them, that the lightness of gold leaf might be really annoying, and it makes working with it kind of difficult and challenging. So before you start working, make sure that your windows are closed if there is a windy day outside, or work indoors so that your golden flakes are not flying away. You probably also want to ask me what was the reason to cover everything with color, because it's going to be covered with gold leaf anyway. I just like that my gold leaf is not covering the surface 100%, and I like my colorful base layer to be visible. And I also find that covering the area with gold leaf completely, that nothing is visible from underneath, is really challenging. It's quite hard because leaf is very fine and it tears really easily. Although you still might try, I'm not saying it's not possible. Although I find that when my colorful base is visible, it creates an additional beautiful effect. Well, I'm almost there. I'm just adding a couple of more golden pieces, and then I'm ready to start showing you additional effects that you can create with gold leaf. For creating my first effect, I'm going to use interference green golden acrylics, and if you don't have it, you might try using any other metallic acrylic or acrylic powder. Interference acrylic is really an amazing color for special effects. Don't expect with it to change your painting dramatically. It adds a very subtle, a beautiful tint of a specific color, and not just tint, but also a nice, very, very soft shimmer. When it's wet, it looks just like a white color, but when it dries, the specific color will be more visible. Interference paint exists in many different tints. My favorite is blue and green, and I really like mixing them together or applying different layers of these colors on top of each other. So it also took me so much time to really master usage of these colors, and I strongly recommend to experiment with them because I'm sure you will find that it enriches your mixed media a lot, even dramatically. I remember my first reaction when I accidentally added interference paints on the foil and gold leaf. I didn't expect that it will look so interesting, and since then I just love using it together, gold leaf and interference. And now you can already see that the greenish shine, greenish shimmer already becoming visible. Please stay tuned and we will continue in the second part.